Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another episode of the Shooters Lounge podcast. I'm your host, Matt at PostUp323. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. You can watch us on YouTube and also follow us on the socials at Shooters Lounge 3. You can also follow us in podcast form on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts. So tonight, we're going to be talking LA Lakers basketball. And the man contacted me, just said the two words, I'm back. So we've got to get him back on the podcast. Formerly of, currently on a hiatus from With the English podcast, we've got Glen Vardy. Mr. Vardy, welcome back to the Shooters Lounge, dude.
Matt, thanks for having me on. I've been waiting patiently to talk some hoops because I haven't for a while now. Like you say, on a bit of a hiatus, so it's much appreciated to be invited on so I can talk my favourite thing, Lakers.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. It's a pleasure to have on. So, yeah, returning guest. So, it's been a while, bro. So, how you been, man? You been good?
Yeah, been good. Just got off a bit of an illness, but I'm fighting fit again now, and can't complain too much being a Laker fan either. I think we're in a good spot at the moment. Which I know this is about the Lakers, but I guess your Suns aren't making you very sunny at the moment, are they?
Absolutely not. We're not having a good time at the moment, bro. So, but some other people's pain is other people's happiness. So, like you say, I think it's a good time to be a Lakers fan, Glenn. Would you say that's the assessment of this season?
Yeah, it's quite exciting. It's quite bizarre at the same time because it's only recent history we had the whole Westbrook saga, and there was sort of no timeline for the franchise, no real aspiration to win a championship with the roster rebuilt. 2 years on, well, if you said to me back then, 2 years ago, you're going to get rid of Westbrook, you're going to have Luka Doncic from the Mavs, and LeBron's going to still be playing, and you're going to have JJ Redick as your head coach, I would have laughed at you.
Life moves pretty fast, bro, doesn't it? Yeah.
It does in the NBA, doesn't it?
Sure does, mate. Sure does. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Things can change very quick. Sometimes, you're kind of languishing in that bottom, and then all of a sudden it's, the expectations raise, and then, you're kind of third or fourth favorite to go all the way. So, I think things move very quick, then, don't they?
You was only in the NBA Finals, 4 years ago?
Don't remind me, bro. That's very true. Very true,
and
mate.
Chris Paul was addicted to getting to the NBA Finals.
Are you going to snip in that again, bro?
Yeah.
I think that ship sailed for CP3, I'm afraid. But yeah, I mean, things can change, can't they? Absolutely. So, kind of in your own words, Glenn, how did the season kind of start? And now, where do you think the Lakers are now? Obviously, the big trade that everybody knows about. But how did the season kind of start? New coach coming in, JJ Redick. There's always expectations of the Lakers, regardless. So, what did you think about the season?
I used the word bizarre a minute ago, and it has been a bit bizarre. It's almost like having two seasons, because having pre AD and post AD is it's quite difficult to get your head around, having such a big superstar for so many years, and then that one going, and then having an even bigger superstar in their prime come along. Like you mentioned, JJ Redick coming in as a rookie coach. The media were on him straight away, which, granted, we get rid of Darvin Ham, who won. The media are saying that he got us the West Conference Finals, and we should have been grateful. But the fact is, he was awful. And I don't think the JJ Redick acquisition was as bizarre as what people were saying. I appreciate he'd done no coaching prior, but the guy knows the game, and he was only a player a few years ago, so he knows the game from this era. So we had a great start to the season, which shut up the media a little bit. then we had a bit of a rocky patch. We were getting blown out a few times, and there was a bit of what's our identity and same old, same old. Will LeBron and AD actually push on, etc. And again, the old Reddit's a podcaster. That sort of headline comes out again. But
yeah,
we get to AD gets injured against Philly, which we lost again. We're losing to Philly, which this year we shouldn't be, given how bad they are.
Ouch.
And even with ADL, we just suddenly locked in defensively as a team. Vando returns, who's an anchor for our defense. We have a big night at MSG. LeBron has an outstanding game, and we're on a bit of a run. We beat the Knicks, we beat the Celtics, we blew the Celtics out. So we're beating all these teams above 500. We've taken care of business against the below 500 teams, which we didn't do in previous years. And now we sit at 34-21. We're a game back from 4th seed.
Yeah.
Where the media had us down for what, playing team or 11th, 10th because of rookie head coach. No one saw us doing this well so far.
Yeah, 35-21 you moment, don't you? Fifth, good for fifth in the West. But like you say, you're only two or three wins from even second, bro. So it's I think proving the doubters wrong. Would you say?
A little bit, and don't get me wrong, we might hit a bad patch again. We recently lost to the Jazz and Charlotte.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, we would be on an 11 game win streak. So
yeah, I mean, you're 8-2 in your last 10. So after the All-Star break, you definitely bringing coming out the defense as well.
We've just started a 6-game homestand. And there is, there's Clippers in that twice. There's Timberwolves, so there's going to be some tests.
Yeah.
But you'll know, as being a Suns fan, it's the wild, wild west. It's not easy.
There's no easy games, bro. There's no easy games in the West, is there, man? Any night.
With your record, I think you'd be probably 8th in the East.
Yeah, probably. We'd be 9th or 8th. Yeah, comfortably. In the play-in, but it's not how it happens out west, man. You got to wrap them wins up, haven't you, bro? For sure. So,
well, yeah, you look at like I say, the Sixers. They're I think they're tanking for some reason.
Tanking without tanking.
Yeah, but they're only a game or two away from the play-in still in the East.
Yeah.
Like I joked to my previous counterpart Sam, like, we should just bin the playing tournament in the East because it's embarrassing.
Yeah, they're tough games, aren't they? They're always just massive blowouts, aren't they? The East play-ins. They're never anything decent.
You've got these teams on big losing records getting a chance to be in the playoffs. Like,
yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
I'd
rather have a few more teams out the West because at least they're going to be at least half decent teams and. They've probably got a winning record, and they're not even going to sniff the play-in, which is kind of the point, isn't it? But having losing teams in the playoffs probably isn't a great look, bro. But I don't think they'll get rid of the play-in because I think the viewerships are massive for them. I think it's been one of the success stories. I think Glen, hasn't it? The play-in.
No, don't get me wrong. It has. Yeah. I have enjoyed the play-in. I just think it's difficult to market the play-in when some of the teams in it. Do not deserve to be there.
I mean, you got the Bulls. The Bulls are actively tanking. They got rid of anybody any good from their team, and they're still in the play-in. So they don't want to be in the play-in, and they're like,
no, I'm sure they don't.
What else have we got to do? So it's a tough one, isn't it? It's like the Nets and the Bulls are like, we don't want to be in the play-in. We're actively trying to be bad, and they're still in there. The Philly kind of won't take the spot off them. They're like, no, take it. And you know what I mean? Philly are like, nah, we're all right, mate. We're okay for a bit. I don't know.
Yeah, they're all just having a toss-up of who wants to have that 10th spot. Like, no, you have it. No, you have it. No, you have
it's
it.
like hot potato, isn't it? No, I don't want it. You have it. And I need to have Sam on. I think me and him need to have a therapy session about our teams. I think.
Oh God!
Shout out to Sam as well.
I don't mean it disrespectfully, but that might be a depressing listen. Just you two,
just wallowing in self pity, and I mean, he won the Super Bowl. He's all right, Sam. He's okay.
That is true.
Yeah. He's all right. I think he'll be holding on to that for a good few months, won't he? So. Every time he feels sad about the Sixers, he can always hold on to that, Connie.
But yeah, Matt. In a nutshell, the season's going surprisingly well.
Yeah,
but I'm always cynical and thinking, what's around the corner?
Because always thinking about what could happen. Well, absolutely, mate, absolutely. What were your thoughts when the trades that kind of broke the NBA kind of dropped, that Luka Doncic is now a Laker, man? What were your thoughts on that?
I think it's one of those moments that it's one of the biggest moments in NBA's history. Probably one of the biggest trades ever. And it's like you'll always remember where you were when you found out that Luka Doncic was traded to the Lakers, and I could only explain it was like a 5-step process.
Yeah.
I don't know how you view your regular season games, but on the weekend I watch it in the morning.
Yeah.
So I'm either in bed or downstairs and open the laptop and watch it on the laptop. So I just finished watching the Knicks game, absolutely buzzing. Like I said, LeBron played amazing. Max Christie, by the way, was so good in that game. Yes. So good in that game. So that adds to the emotional process. Yeah. And then I come off the game, and on the website, it's got the latest news down the right hand side, and I see report Luka traded to the Lakers for AD. I just read it and was like, is that like an archived report from like years ago that never made it to surface properly? Like, is that can't be true? Obviously click on it, read it.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not believing it. Even though it's on NBA.com, I'm like, I've got to get on social media here.
Yeah.
This does not seem right. Shams has been hacked. And this is obviously hours after it all happened, because obviously it happened overnight for us over in the UK.
Yeah.
And because I didn't know the Knicks score, I didn't have my phone with me, and then afterwards I'm seeing all these messages come through to me, like showing me the links now. I'm like, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. So yeah, then the process starts of, we've had AD for 6 years. I'm gutted, absolutely gutted that overnight he's just gone. I'm also gutted that Max Christie's gone. And this might sound crazy, but we will miss Max Christie more because of the timeline. Because AD was, into his 30s now. Max was drafted. He just got into the rotation, just got into the starting lineup. He is a fantastic 3-and-D player, and I will be looking out for him at the Mavs. And I think you might have seen now that Mavs fans at first were like, "Who's this guy?" And now they love him already because he's been Mr. Consistent. So they will see that. So long term, that could be a bigger miss. But yeah, so then you're processing missing them, like what the hell? And then it took days to then fathom that. Hold on a minute. Why am I crying over AD? We've got Luka bloody Doncic.
Yeah.
And then it's all the questions of, what is Nico Harrison doing?
Yeah.
And all the reports come out, and it's he's trying to justify it by saying it's his conditioning, it's his work ethic. Are you absolutely insane? He just had taken to the finals.
Yeah.
and you're going to cry because he drinks a bit of beer and does a bit of hookah. Doesn't that deserve at least a conversation?
I think one day we might find the real story behind it, mate. But as it looks
that'll make
now,
a good documentary, wouldn't it?
I mean, yeah, they're gonna make documentaries about this trade, dudes. This is 10, 20 years down the line. There's going to be a documentary made about this trade because it just imploded the NBA, didn't it? Like it dropped on like Sunday morning.
And I understand
our time,
fans of other franchises been a bit annoyed about, lucky Lakers land on their feet again. Yeah, we have. I don't know how. Like, obviously, it's clearly because of the relationship between Nico Harrison and Rob Pelinka. They go way back.
They
And
go
Nico's
way back. Yeah,
a clear fan of AD and always has been. There's been a bit of a relationship there as well.
Sure.
But the reports come out about them having a coffee meeting. I just picture that coffee meeting like Nico bitching to Rob Pelinka about Luka's this, Luka's that. He's getting fat. He doesn't care. And Rob Pelinka just going, we could take him off your hands if you want. And then Nico going, would you? Yeah, don't worry about it. You can have AD, Max Christie. Yeah. And then as soon as Nico says yes to that, Rob's just in panic mode, like, I hope he doesn't wake up and smell the roses and change his mind. And they obviously kept that very secret for a reason because they didn't want any other influences changing that.
Yeah.
Rob Pelinka was getting hounded by Laker fans about him not doing a good job. He just went to godlike status.
You can't fire Rob Pelinka now, can you? I mean, how can you fire the guy now? You can't. Surely.
The running joke was that Nico Harrison's the greatest Lakers GM of all time.
They were chanting him, "Thank you, Nico," the other night when they were playing in the Lakers arena, weren't they?
Yeah,
that's literally a gift, mate. I mean, like you say, you lose AD, he's been a fantastic player. You won a title with him, didn't you, and all that. But to get people like Luka, said this when we had Dallas fan Liam on the other week, man. People like Luka don't become available in the middle of the season like that.
No.
And to get somebody like that at his age,
and a franchise player in their prime, it's very rare.
Maybe not even in the prime yet, bro. Maybe he's not even in his prime yet. That's the scary thing for the league, and it's just been handed to the Lakers on a plate. It's just unreal, man. I couldn't quite believe it, mate. I was with you. I need like 3-step verification or something for this. Like, is this actually,
It's funny because I listened to Locked On Lakers podcast. I don't know if you listened to that channel, but there was a clip of Locked On Denver Nuggets, and they were recording live as the news broke.
Oh, wow.
And they were just in pure shock because they knew the dynamic of that Lakers Nuggets like rivalry at the moment, that is completely switched now. And we saw that the other night when we blew them out.
That's probably your best win of the season, bro, I think, isn't it?
It was absolutely outstanding from start to finish. Absolutely outstanding.
And that's what somebody like Luka brings for you, man, isn't it? That boy is a stone cold killer, mate. I've seen it.
When I saw
as an opposition, I've seen it happen, bro. Like, that guy is a killer, mate. Killer. It's horrible to watch your team play him. It's horrible to play 7 games and to see that guy on the other team is horrible. Like, because that man is a killer, bro.
When I saw the first Luka scream in a Laker jersey, because he goes into those modes of just screaming at anyone, I was got emotional. Like, he's wearing a Lakers jersey and doing this. But yeah,
I still don't really believe it now, mate, to be honest. Even though I see it, I see it with my own eyes. I'm like, it's still weird. It's still weird.
I still have so many questions. It's just like the reasons that Nico and others are coming out with.
Oh man,
doesn't add up. It does not add up.
Yeah, my favorite one is where they're like, we didn't think the fans' reaction would be like this visceral. What did you think was going to happen? Like, what did you think was going to happen? Like,
did you see their owner's statement? I can't remember his name now, but
yeah, it's a story about Shaq being a hard worker or something.
My God.
I mean, if you've been watching basketball for only like the last 10 years, I don't know, maybe. I just don't think it's a good look as your organization, mate, when you're bad mouthing somebody on the way out. I don't know if they do that to justify why they did it in their own minds or what,
I
but
think so.
I don't think that's a good look, mate. And I think players all see that, and I don't know whether people will think twice now about maybe moving to Dallas. I don't know. Like, well, look how they treat the players on the way out. Blindsided him, didn't tell him about the trade, just blindsided him, sent him a
This is the other
message.
side of it. It's just like Luka's been sent to LA. He hasn't asked to leave. He apparently he was literally buying a second home in Dallas while this is happening. He loves Dallas. So we're going to be patient with him because his life's just been completely rocked.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think we're going to see, one, he's just come back from injury, and two, he's still adjusting to life. We're not going to see, killer Luka just yet. No, it's going to take a bit of time. So that's why none of it makes sense. It's not like Luka was asking to be gone. If I was a Mavs fan, I would feel physically sick.
Yeah.
And
I think that's the general. I think that's the general feeling, mate. I think really.
Well, I saw some Mavs fans outside the arena saying that even if we won the title, it wouldn't be the same. We built this franchise around Luka. He was meant to be literally Dirk Nowitzki, the biggest Mavs legend, passed the baton to him to be a Mav for life.
This is your team now. You can be Mr. Mavs or whatever. Yeah. That was it. Yeah.
And this owner sells him because he Googled NBA the other day and listed off some names about who worked hard. And he had Kobe in the same sentence as Shaq. Shaq notoriously having feuds with Kobe because he didn't put the work in. Came back from off season unfit, like severely unfit. And that's their justification. It stinks of almost like they've had a disagreement, they've had a clash, narcissistic, egos, align, all of that.
Yeah.
They're coming up to the Luka's coming up to the Supermax. They don't want to pay out for it. They see it as a business. We see it in football. Owners, thinking about profits over fans and the team. And I think this is what's happened. And I think you're right. It's all going to come out in the wash at some point, be in a documentary or whatever. We will hopefully get the truth out of it because none of it makes sense.
And now you've got two guys on your team now who in the playoffs have proven time after time that they come up best in the biggest game situations. And
we have the perfect player to be with LeBron now.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do so much stuff on ball. He can just be coasting around off ball and put more effort into his defense. Two-man game is going to what do you do when they're playing a two-man game? Do you double team LeBron? Do you double team Luka?
It's over, isn't it?
You can't do both.
No, it's a scary thought, mate. Honestly, to have LeBron and Luka, Game 7, 5 minutes to go. I mean, it's a scary proposition for any team, mate. I don't care how many wins you've got. It's a frightening prospect, isn't it?
Yeah, the West should be frightened. That's for sure.
I think they are, mate, and I think LeBron's defense has gotten better because I think in the last few seasons, I think he's taken a lot of plays off during games, and I think even now he looks more engaged. Probably happy that the fact that, like you say, he hasn't got to do that much on ball duties now, can play a lot more off ball, which should conserve his energy a bit more, and he'll have more kind of to play on that end of the floor, and then maybe have a bit more left at the end of games, which you've kind of got to manage when you're 40 years old and you're 21 seasons in.
I think it's extended his career. I think we could potentially get another 2 or 3 years out of him now, because his usage will be a lot lower, and we can preserve his energy, and he can go at it when he needs to in the playoffs. It's a great problem to have, and all of this has been done. All of this being managed by a rookie coach.
Yes, it's the pressure on JJ now, though, isn't it? You get Luka in now. It's like, pressure's on. It was like, well, we'll see how it goes, and now it's like, oh, now we're now expectations are there. We'll see how JJ kind of reacts to that. But the pressure's now on, Glenn, is it not?
Definitely. If you got 2 stars and Luka, and you basically got LeBron at 40 and LeBron at 25.
Yeah.
Obviously with a little less.
You mean his son? Is that no? Sorry,
No. But and this is the thing, getting Bronny in, obviously that was going to happen.
Yeah.
That gave him a bit of energy, because why wouldn't it? Your son comes into the team. It's like having your son at work. He's got his mate in JJ Redick coaching him.
Yeah.
And then suddenly out of nowhere during the season, they bring in a Hall of Famer, essentially, a player that's going to, he's five-time All NBA, took Dallas to the finals, like a franchise player. just absolutely insane. Like, don't know how I keep saying it to myself, like the fact that he's in a Laker jersey, like it's just
When's
absolutely mind blowing.
When's the Luka jersey coming then, Glenn? When's that arriving?
Obviously, you saw in our chat, I missed being ill last week. I missed Elliot's
hooping a looting drop, bro. You needed to be on that, dude. Ouch.
And I knew as soon as it was about 9 p.m, I went, shit, I've forgotten the drop. And I knew, even though it was only a couple of hours, someone would have had that.
Yeah, that'd have been gone way early, bro, wouldn't it? Absolutely, yeah.
And that was the one I wanted, and it was in my size as well.
Ouch.
I'm going to be patient and hope Elliot gets another one in, but...
Oh, I'm sure he will. Yeah, don't worry about
that. Sorry, Elliot. If it takes too long, I will have to go to the NBA store.
Bit more pricey on the NBA store, man. Elliot, keeping the NBA UK fans stocked up with the jerseys, man. So shout out to him, bro. But I'm sure he'll have some more in stock coming soon, bro. But you got to hit them reminders, bro. Got to have them reminders in there, dudes. You know what I mean? That's where it's at, mate. But how much do you think you'll miss Anthony Davis then? Because obviously, like you said, he was such a big part of the team for a while. How do you think you're gonna cope with his?
It's a bit of a strange one because, like I say, he went down injured a week or so before he got traded, and as soon as he was out the team, our team defense just skyrocketed. We got I think the top 3 defensive rating in the last 20 games, and we are lacking a center. We only have Jackson Hayes now and Christian Koloko and Trey Jameson III. Like we are not. Obviously with the Mark Williams trade.
Yeah, that was a weird one. What happened there?
It was a weird one, but I'm kind of glad because I didn't want Dalton Connect to go because I think this guy is a legit scorer. A 3-level scorer.
What a thing to go through as a rookie. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the first season in the NBA is hard enough as a rookie, bro, isn't it? And to go from you're going to be traded, mate, and then it falls through, and you're like, come back to us. You're a valued member of the team, and how can they deal with that? As being a rookie and stuff.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Like I said, the season's been crazy, but it's like I said earlier that we've missed Max more, and we will because Max would have been perfect next to Luka. Austin Reeves, if we touch on Austin Reeves, obviously, I'm in love with Austin Reeves, and he is our third option. But if we had Max as well, who could bring that sort of point of attack defense where you've seen Luka get blown by very easily. But you can accept that because he's Luka, and he'll kill a team offensively. So bygones be bygones. But he would have been perfect next to Luka. So he's going to be a bit of a bigger miss. But since Sadie's been gone, we haven't missed him. And I know part of that will be because we've got Luka in. So having that sort of caliber player can help soften the blow. But everyone's just locked in. Even without AD, we are a big team. We got big wing players. We got Vando. When we played Denver the other night, we smothered Jokic.
Yeah, I did very good job on him. Yeah.
He looked shell shocked. He had to deal with Jackson Hayes, Rui, Vando, DFS, LeBron all game, and they all had to go on him. And it's always the previous matchups have always been AD versus Jokic. That's not the answer, because
No.
9 times out of 10, position for position, Jokic is going to come out on top.
Mm.
Whether that's with his passing, scoring, defense, whatever, he rebounding, he will come out on top.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes AD did, but what happened with even if AD beat Jokic, the rest of their team beat us. MPJ would go off. Jamal
Murray
Murray
was
would
the
go
one. Yeah,
would
Murray
go
was the
off.
guy, wasn't he? Yeah.
The other night, it was almost, we smothered Jokic, we triple teamed him, double teamed him all game long, caused him issues,
Mm.
and because that sort of messed him up, it messed the rest of the team up.
Mm.
And we lived with Aaron Gordon and Westbrook hitting threes. I can live with that all day.
Yeah.
Because Murray's not getting, into the game with Joker's passes. MPJ's not getting involved in the game as much.
True. Yeah.
And they're relying on the fifth options. Like, we just had a great game plan, and Jokic ended up having 7 field goals. That's incredible.
Absolutely. Maybe you've stumbled across something, man. I think the mixing up of the coverages. Sometimes you doubled, sometimes you didn't. So I don't think Jokic really. Usually, he kind of works out, doesn't he? What you're going to do, what you're running defensively, and I think you kind of almost, got him in two minds as to what was going to happen. And it's probably one of the best jobs on Jokic I think I've seen. And Tim Wolves did a good job on him last season in the playoffs, but regular season wise, I think it was a good Lakers performance, bro. And that's that result, doing that to Denver, who'd won like 8 straight beforehand, going into Denver and doing that should make other teams very very afraid. Because that's what
suddenly Michael Malone misses Darvin Ham and D'Angelo Russell.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a completely different dynamic. So we're gonna miss AD because of what he's done for us. But
sometimes you have to lose something somewhere else, don't you, Glenn, to kind of go through that other kind of through that other ceiling kind of thing. What you lose on the defensive end of rim protection with AD, you've kind of gone crazy now through offense and through playmaking through Luka, haven't you? So sometimes it's we might lose something in one aspect, but also we've gone supercharged in another, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I think that's,
and maybe in hindsight, it was hurting us a bit because we used to rely on AD so much defensively and offensively. It needs to all go through him, and he's been one of LeBron's greatest teammates. But I just think Luka being his teammate is like another level.
Yeah,
because what Luka can do is take away a lot of LeBron's usage, whereas with AD, you need LeBron part of that dynamic. So it completely changes thing, and it's exciting. I don't want to get too excited because, like I say, everyone has to stay healthy. Obviously, touch wood, like everyone has to stay healthy. We've seen way too many injuries in the league at the moment with Wemby and Embiid and guys across the league. We don't want to see injuries. We want the best players to be playing in the big games. So touch wood that happens. You mentioned about Timberwolves having the right game plan against Jokic, and then they traded that formula away. It's just
well done on Jokic. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of that. Yeah, because Towns was the guy guarding him the most. So like you say, they got rid of that, which like you say, is a bit of a strange move, but kind of Denver they've had your number for the last few years now, and then for you to kind of
Jokic to me is what Luka is to you guys and Suns. Like, I've seen this guy destroy me. He just destroy us for the last few years. And the haymakers he puts up, and we've smothered him for 24 seconds, but then he'll just do this rainbow free from nowhere.
And you're just like, what'd you do against that, bro? It's just too good. Too good
to see him smothered the other night. At one point, he nearly fell over. We were just absolutely hounded him. Yeah, it was a pleasure to see. And when he sat on the bench at the end and see how exhausted he was, I was like, "Yeah, this is a different Lakers team, mate. You're going to need to make adjustments." And then the proof will be in the pudding how we fare against them next month back in Denver. So they're going to make adjustments, and we could get blown out ourselves if they make the right ones. But I just don't. We've always been scared of getting Denver in the playoffs again. But there's no team I'm scared of.
No. When you've got Luka and LeBron, mate, I wouldn't be afraid of anybody. I really wouldn't. I think we had this discussion because I did a podcast with Liam, who's a Dallas fan, the day that the trade happened, did like an emergency podcast. And he said, who are you afraid of now? Are you more, as a Suns fan, are you more afraid of Dallas and the Lakers? I said the Lakers all day long, mate. The Luka and LeBron together is absolutely terrifying, mate. Like, it's an absolute no-brainer for me.
And Amelia's saying that we're not ready for it yet because obviously we still need to sort that centre position. But Luka can make Jackson Hayes look like Derek Lively the third.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that's what Luka does, and that's what LeBron does as well. You can't what they do with the players around them. You've already seen it with Luka already. Some outrageous passes in that Dallas game the other night. Just like
I mean,
only he can do that. Only he can make them kind of passes. Yeah, so
Luka's gonna get Jackson Hayes paid.
Yeah. Probably so. Or you one buyout guy away, Glenn. One big guy on who gets brought out, in a few weeks. Or you one big man away from, having that team that's, kind of ready to really challenge.
It's funny because for years AD was screaming for us to get a centre, and he leaves without us getting a centre. And the moment Luka's like, "I need a centre," we're like, "Get Mark Williams."
And then it all fell through, and now he's back in Charlotte. And then LeBron dunks on him a week later.
But it could be a blessing in disguise because the actual right player might come from free agency in the summer. So
not maybe this season, mate. Who knows? Yeah.
Naz Reid is due to be hitting free agency in the summer.
Wow, if you get Naz Reid, mate, that is a problem for everyone, for sure. Absolutely, yeah. It could be. You might just need one piece away now, Glenn. It could all fall into place then, for sure.
It's crazy because, like I say, things change quickly. Like I still remember 3 or 4 years ago, we had LeBron, Westbrook, Wayne Ellington, Kent Bazemore, and Trevor Ariza in the starting lineup.
Yeah, it moves quick in the NBA, man. The Lakers don't stay bad for long, mate. They just never do. They always find the next guy. After Kobe, there was a few lean years, and then LeBron come. Before that, there's always the next guy. Before that, it was Shaq. Before that, Magic. There's always the next guy with the Lakers. They always get the marquee names because of who they are. It's LA, and that's just what they do. And as a fan of a non-Lakers fan, it's like, the Lakers have done it again, haven't they? I always thought it was going to be Giannis at one point. I thought these guys are going to get Giannis, aren't they? And at some point, and it's going to be. But now you've got your guy, your marquee guy for the next 10.
It's hilarious. In one of my group chats 2 years ago, I said, when LeBron retires, we're going to get Luka, and it's going to be Luka and AD, and Luka's going to be the next Lakers superstar. Didn't think it would happen this way.
No, it didn't replace him instead. But hey, man, not far wrong, bro. Not far wrong. So, crazy things happening, man. Crazy things. But obviously, probably been through what your biggest surprise was, Glenn. I think if it's not the Luka one, interesting. Tough one.
I'd say acquiring Maxi Kleber and Markieff Morris. That's my biggest surprise.
The fact that Markieff Morris is still in the league is my biggest surprise. But maybe anything disappointing, any player or anything going on with Lakers wise that's been disappointing this year.
Yeah, I've obviously mentioned it, but I'm so disappointed we've had to give up Max Christie. As part of that trade. It is a bit of a blow. But look, again, when you're watching Luka, back to Luka, you're going to watch.
Takes the phone away, bro.
Suddenly who's Max Christie?
I mean, if that's the difference between getting Luka and not, bro. I mean, It's a no-brainer, isn't it? I mean, you've got to do it, haven't you? Yeah, I like Christie, yeah, it's Luka, and you've got to do it, mate, haven't you? You've
The
got to
only
do
way
it.
I would have said no is if they wanted AD and Reeves. That would have been like,
Ooh.
which I know sounds insane, but
It is a little, mate. It's still not a steep price for Luka, mate. Luka is a generational talent.
and they still threw in extra players with it. Like I
Unreal.
said, we got Cleaver, and all right, Marquise Morris can't play, but he's a decent guy in the dressing room to have.
He's one of
And
them enforcers, mate. If you want somebody to get a hard foul on somebody, he's your guy.
Yeah, and that's what we've needed the last few years. We needed that bit of, dog mentality, and we've got plenty of that now.
He's your Udonis Haslam guy
Yeah,
that he was to just get out there and give somebody a hard foul as to like we aren't going to get pushed around. Morris is a classic guy for that, man. 100%.
and it's not like Maxi Kleber is an awful NBA player either. Like
he's just had a lot of injuries. I think Kleber over the last 2 or 3 years. But I think when he's fit, I think he's somebody that can definitely contribute. He might not be your starter, but he's definitely somebody you can contribute off the bench, man, for sure.
I'm guessing they were thrown in for salary purposes, but
It has to,
it's like
match up and things.
honestly, I just imagine when that's going through, like Rob Pelinka just like sweating and biting his nails, like it just gets through. Just
sits there in his office, pours himself a drink. Good day today, lads. Good day today.
And just hoping that nothing change, like nothing happens last minute. No one pulls out, or
it doesn't matter what that guy does now, mate. Pelinka's golden. You can't get rid of Pelinka now for pulling off this trade, mate. For the price that you paid, lack of draft picks. I mean, look at the draft picks that were dealt in the summer for Mikal Bridges. How many draft picks did the Knicks give up?
Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert. The amount of draft picks that were given out, and the Lakers got away without giving up, maybe one first rounder, I think it was, or something.
Yeah, one first rounder.
Unreal, mate. It's one of them. It'll go down as one. Probably the craziest mid-season trade I've ever known since I've been watching the league, mate. And I've been watching it since like '96 or something. It's the craziest trade I've ever seen, mate.
And there's still like stuff coming out of the Mavs organization, having a go at Luka and more justification of why they did the trade. Like, are you literally trying to anger the beast? Like, what are you doing?
Just leave it, mate. It's done. It's done. Just leave it now, man. I don't get this. It's not a good look. Not a good.
And you know what? If we could be a few years down the line, and Luka has massive injury issues, conditioning issues, then Nico can sit back and say, "I told you so." But for now, just
leave
shut up.
Yeah, just leave
shut up.
Mm.
Because if he goes killer mode against you in the playoffs, you're gonna look stupid.
Yeah. I think the next picture I'm going to buy for my wall is the press conference with Nico and Jason Kidd, because the look on Jason Kidd's face is the look of a man who's just lost his golden ticket. And it's just like, I am literally here so I don't get fined kind of scenario.
It was that classic "Hello, darkness, my old friend," wasn't it?
Literally, mate. Literally. And there's Nico trying to reason this, and Kidd's there with a cap on. Just, it's like, how would you justify getting rid of one of the, one of the best generational talents come in the league in the last 20 years? Madness.
Do you know what's crazy? and if that is the reason, Pelicans haven't even traded Zion.
No.
And he's got his issues and has achieved nothing.
Well, that's what I mean.
In New Orleans.
You were literally in the finals last June, like you said, bro. You were literally, this guy killed it and went all the way to the finals.
Yeah. And he came up against a very good Celtics team. And let's not forget, he was playing through like a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
And like his dad said, he played like 100 games in a calendar year for Miles and Slovenia. Like, they're acting and sounding like this guy plays 40 games. They're acting and sounding like this guy's bloody Paul George.
Yeah. Ouch. Paul George swipe. Ouch. There we go.
Yeah, he just doesn't turn up to work and barely plays. Like the guy put in, so many his dad said, like he plays like 40 minutes, getting triple team, double team. Like he's putting the work in, but because he's a bit tubby and he likes a beer, you want to trade him.
You know who else liked a beer, mate? Larry Bird. And look what he did.
And he was in that same list. He was in that same list that the owner came out with. Larry Bird, like, what are you talking about?
Mate, Larry smoked and liked a few beers after games, mate. And look what he did. But it's obviously a different league now. It's very, health orientated. And who's the best to learn off about extending your career and your health? LeBron James. Now he's his teammate. Hey, Luka, yeah, come sort, and it just all falls into place, bro. I mean, as a Lakers fan, you must be buzzing, mate. As a Suns fan, I hate this. But
yeah,
congrats to you, bro. Congrats to you, man.
This makes all the pain of those Westbrook years worth it. We deserve this. I know people are going to say you're disgusting, Glenn, because you guys always land on your feet. But we haven't had it good every year. There was a period after Kobe's retirement that it was just absolute garbage.
Yeah. Yes, it was a bleak for a few years after that, wasn't it? But then LeBron come in and everything changed.
And it does come in, but it makes sense. LeBron comes to the twilight of his career, goes to LA. Like that's an obvious destination for him to go to. It's somewhere nice for his family to grow up. Blah 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 blah. And he's been with us like 7, 8 years now. Like it's not like he just had a few years with us. Like. He's a long-term Laker player now, and it's going to get even longer. Like I say, his career's just been extended.
He's the exception. He's not the rule, though, is he? Like I think we're finding now that players don't play well into the 40s. It's still maintaining that level, but I think we all kind of assume that people do now. But I think LeBron's the exception, not the rule, bro. I think not everybody can play till they're 40 and still keep them numbers. I think we're finding that now with a few players now. We were on a lot of money and not delivering what their salary suggests. LeBron just keeps defying science, logic, anything really, mate. It's just an amazing to still do this at 40 years old, mate.
Well, it's a good argument as to why he's potentially the GOAT. But we'll save that conversation for another day.
Not on my mind, but it's definitely a discussion, Glenn. I'll give you that, mate. It's definitely a discussion, bro. But and any other disappointments, bro, or is that kind of nailed him there?
I think we've nailed him because if you're talking to me this time last year, I'd have a few more in that section. But like I say,
you did have a few more when you come on last year, bro. I think you did have a couple.
Yeah. We don't have an idiot coach anymore. Like, okay, he's a rookie, but the other night after the Portland game, saying that he didn't sleep all night because he was, buzzing for the Denver game, and they had a game plan and they've been going through it for days. And it's like Darwin used to come out and say, "I don't know what to do." It's just like the contrast in coaching is just completely different. And
so you've gone from one guy into this guy to now JJ, who's just a basketball savant, isn't he? He's just a basketball junkie, basically. Yeah.
Why wouldn't he be a good coach? It is a gamble when it's your first job is being at the Lakers. It's like, how did he get fast tracked? But in my eyes, you could see he had the credentials to be a great coach, and hopefully he's here for years and years to come. Yeah,
I mean, it's a lot of pressure being the Lakers coach. Every game is a big game, isn't it? And so there comes the pressure with that, and some people enjoy that and pressure, and some people kind of shy away from it. JJ seems like the kind of guy who's kind of embracing that, and. But we'll see. But how do you think the season's going to end then, Glenn? Do you have some season predictions? How far can the Lakers go now they've added Luka to the team, bro?
I did say that I'm not scared of anyone anymore. But I've predicted us to finish 4th because I do think we've got 3 back-to-backs in 1 week coming up in March, which is absolutely insane. We've got a busy March, so.
Is that the one that LeBron tweeted out and said, Are you
Yeah,
serious or
yeah,
something?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. 40-year-old man got to play 6 games in eight nights. It's not going to happen, is it?
How many
It's
games is he? How many games is he playing out them 6, bro?
hard to say, but I think we've got some other player that could fill in for when he's not
This is
playing.
this is it now, isn't it? This is it. You've got yeah.
But
You got that guy, mate. Yeah.
I do think it's going to be a bit bumpy. It's not going to be plain sailing. We've had a few losses that have sort of given us a bit of a reality check. So I think 4's reasonable. Don't be wrong. Like you said earlier, we are only a few games back from second. It's possible. We're closer to that than we are to the playing position. So that's something to aspire to. But I think, yeah, fourth is healthy. It'd be nice to get one round with home court advantage. It'd be nice to not do the play in for 1 year. It'd be nice not to have the play in, to enjoy the play in, watch it as a neutral,
Yeah.
and wait for the playoffs.
I mean, not having you and the Warriors in the play-in will just be weird, won't it? Because that's just happens every year.
I don't know how they're
right?
going to market it anymore. How are you going to market that?
Oh, no, what? The Lakers aren't in the play-in? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, the Warriors are though, of course, because they are every year. But they're kind of they made a big move as well, didn't they, bro? At the trade deadline, and they're kind of trending in the right direction now as well. I think they're 7-3 in the last
they
10.
are, but I'm not worried about them. I ain't worried about them.
No, I'm always worried about Steph, mate.
I'm always worried about Steph.
Always.
But I'll raise you that and give you a Luka.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, I mean, there's the trump card, the Joker card, or whatever you want to say. But no, absolutely. But they're kind of so we might have a scenario that the Lakers or the Warriors won't be in the play-in. I mean, what's all that about?
Yeah, they could easily creep into that 6th spot. They're playing really well at the moment. So, like Minnesota are inconsistent, Clippers are really inconsistent, and Kawhi never has the legs to go the full year. Will probably get injured in either the play-in or the first round. It's like clockwork, absolute clockwork. Suddenly Harden forgets how to play. He's thinking of holiday. Like,
strip
not worried about them. Yeah, strip clubs and Atlanta and the rest of it. So not worried about. I generally think we can get to the conference finals. Will we have the extra miles to go to the finals? I don't know. I think some matchups are going to expose us with the lack of depth and experience in the center position.
Yeah.
I think it will get us so far, but maybe not all the way. But it's exciting times. It's exciting. So
absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I mean, if the playoffs started today, you'd be 4-5 matchup against the Rockets. Would you be?
And I'll take that.
Yeah.
They have been a bit of a tough opposition for us because they're young and athletic, and that sort of hurt us. But when it comes to playoffs, it's a different beast.
It's a lot of half-court game, and it slows down a lot, doesn't it, man? I think that'll play into your guys' hands for sure against a Houston team, wouldn't it? Yeah,
and we got the experience then, and maybe that will take over. So I wouldn't be worried essentially. But yeah, so fourth place, and maybe the Western Conference Finals. So
nice. What would you have said before the Luka trade?
First round exit to Denver.
Jokic kills us again, and it's over. But exciting times, bro, for to be a Lakers fan, mate. Oh, absolutely, for sure. So we'll see how this season kind of plays out. So next topic was always like to mention jerseys on the podcast. So what were your thoughts of this season's Lakers jerseys this time? Did you like any of them, or did you hate them all?
We haven't really changed them over the last few years. Like Icon Edition instead. The thing that's I don't know if it's just recent, but there's been a lot of talk at the moment that Laker fans want the gold back, not this bright highlighter yellow.
Yes, I've heard that. Yeah,
and I think I'm in agreement with that. One, maybe because then I can buy a gold jersey because it will match my hair a bit better than bright yellow. But I think we need it. I don't. How can we say we're purple and gold when our jerseys are bright yellow.
Yeah. I think we're crying out for that throwback jersey, aren't we? Surely.
Yeah.
It's been long enough now that you've been away from it. I think it's time, isn't it, bro?
And what a time to do it when we got Showtime Lakers back.
Is that what we is? Is that we're in Showtime?
Yeah. We got Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves, my friend.
Oh, is that your big three? Is it?
It is our big. I think the other night, like I say, back at the Denver game, you got Austin Reeves doing behind the back passes to LeBron, and that's with Luka off the court.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, what a treat!
Yeah.
What a treat for them guys to get to play with LeBron and Luka every night, mate. I mean, what a treat!
My favourite currently is the Statement Edition, which we played in the other night. Mm-hmm. And I sent you a link regarding our City edition.
Yeah. I didn't know this, being a non-Lakers fan, bro. It was I didn't realize that this was such a thing. If you want to explain the kind of reasons behind that.
Yeah, I mean, when they came out, I wasn't a fan. Elliot made a good point that the color gradient is pretty cool. I didn't really notice that at first, but yeah, going from the black to the purple is pretty cool. Lake Show written across it looks ridiculous. If I'm honest,
you even have it on the courts as well, don't you? On the side,
yeah,
the side of the court.
So bad.
Yeah,
so bad. Yeah. And then I sort of noticed it a few games we played in it. And I was like, I swear we're like 1-4 in these jerseys. I think we're a bit cursing them, and then we lose another one, and then another one, and then another one. I'm like,
yeah,
they can't wear this jersey ever again. And then an actual petition went out to stop us playing the jerseys. And what's funny, I don't know if you're aware of this, but we were due to play in these jerseys at MSG.
Right. They got rid of them before that,
the night of the Luka trade as well. And last minute, they decided against it and wore our purple Statement ones. And we win the game.
Right.
And I almost feel like that's a bit of a Nexus event. We change the jerseys, we win the game, and then Luka gets traded to the Lakers. That was our Nexus event.
So we're never, because I think they've removed the City edition now from the schedule, haven't they? On the Locker Vision, it's just gone.
Yeah.
There's a picture of the City edition, but on any of the games, the City edition has gone. So they've just ditched it entirely. So
that has been removed from history.
Yeah. Have you got one of these jerseys, Glenn?
No,
that's the question.
But that's the thing, because another one of those, one of Elliot's Luka ones was a Late Show one. And I was like, no, I'm not having that one.
Okay. Right.
And I checked tonight; it's still available. I think there's a reason for that. They're cursed.
Hey man, that could be unique though. That could, mate. That's the one they only wore 10 times or something. I don't know,
but guess who's never going to wear one? Luka Doncic. So to get one with his name on the back.
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, I'll get that. But now I think screaming out for a throwback gold Lakers. Surely that would be cool. They'd sell like very quickly. I think you'd definitely get one of them, Glenn. I think that's a shoe in, isn't it?
Yeah. So hopefully maybe next year or the year after, it's definitely making a lot of noise within the fan base at the moment. So hopefully it gets some legs on that, and Genie Bus makes the right decision to go forward, bringing the gold back.
No, absolutely. So
I'm currently wearing.
Yeah, what we got?
I'm currently wearing the Mamba.
Nice.
Kobe Mamba City Edition jersey.
Very nice.
Got last year.
Yeah, it's definitely one that proved very popular. I think with not just Lakers fans, but I think Jersey fans in general, bro. I think.
Yeah, it's actually one of the guys on Twitter. His name's Luke. He's a West Brom fan.
Luke
what is
Godfrey,
that? Yes, he messaged me with a link, say sort on eBay.
Legend.
And I was like, fair play for thanks for sending me that. Straight away went on it. I got it. I was like, I'm not wasting time on that. My size
Luke's a fellow Suns fan. Shout out to Luke, man. He's a supporter of the pod and stuff. And he's done that for a lot of people. Just send some link. Have you seen this on eBay? Thanks, man. Yeah, cheers for that. He's done that.
I appreciate his appreciate him obviously knowing I was a Laker fan and gave me an opportunity to get this jersey. But currently, as it stands, I've only got 4. So
Start
I'm
somewhere, bro.
very got to start somewhere, and they're not
Absolutely.
free. So
Absolutely not, mate. No, it's an expensive hobby.
yeah, and trying to justify to the wife, oh yeah, I bought this jersey that's going to sit in the wardrobe probably most of the year.
Yeah, for them 2 weeks of sun that we have every year, we're gonna, I'll be rocking them every day. But yeah, with the winter, not so much. But
No, so
yeah,
it's but yeah, I've got a retro Magic Johnson one.
nice,
That
classic.
was from Elliot. I've got in our statement edition. I've got a LeBron James
Yeah,
one, and in our which one is it? Our association one, the white
yeah.
one.
hmm
I've got my boy Austin Reeves.
Nice. Okay, very good. Nice, mate. Yeah. Hey, man, you got to start somewhere, mate. It starts with the first jersey, and then you build up the collection if
And
you
then
can.
Luka's next, and then I'll get the holy trinity of white boys of Luka, Reeves, and Dalton Connect.
Is Connect going to stay now? Like I said earlier, tough one for a rookie to go go through what he's been through.
I think he
Tough
will.
one.
I think it's just a case of that's who Charlotte wanted at the time, but now we've got a bit more time to, it was trade deadline coming up. You sometimes have to, send stuff you don't want to send because time's running out. A bit
Yeah.
like in football, you spend, over the odds for players because it's lastminute.com.
Sure.
Hopefully we've got more of a plan to be able to find the centre we need without having to give up Dalton Connect.
He has been playing minutes though since he come back, hasn't he? Connect.
Yeah, no, he's a good player, good shooter. He has a few defensive liabilities, but
He's a rookie, isn't he? He makes rookie
yeah,
mistakes, but
exactly,
that's it's about process. But I think there's been a couple of times where like JJ's called timeouts and he's just like, what are you doing, dude?
yeah. I mean,
There's a certain one at Detroit, I think, where he was like, that was your play,
oh yeah, but like you say,
just
he's going to be doing that as a rookie, isn't he?
yeah,
And
absolutely. It's tough.
he's
It's
a
tough.
humble kid. I think he's a good learner, and he had a standout game early in the season where he hit like 7 threes.
Yeah.
In one night he hit like 5 in a row, and like he's had some moments. And he's going to get some open looks,
You think so,
going
wouldn't
forward.
you? Due to double teams, triple teams, somebody's got to be open, mate. So you got to knock down them open shots, man, aren't you? And if you will, you should get minutes, shouldn't you? That's pretty
Definitely.
much goes
Can
without
I
saying.
make a special mention to Jordan Goodwin?
Yeah, former son.
What a revelation he's been.
Yeah, he's
Like
playing with
he is
the
getting fourth quarter minutes. Like he is locking down on defense. He is contributing offensively. Like it's like having Avery Bradley on the team.
Oh, what's a throwback, man, Avery Bradley. Yeah,
Like, it's insane.
He's
And he
already
picked
played
him up
more
on a
minutes for you
2-1.
guys than he ever did for us.
Someone
Which is
looked
probably
back
our
at
fault.
when he was at Memphis last year. Someone looked back in that he had an absolute killer game against us, like 23 points, 7 assists, 10 rebounds or something. It's like,
wow.
who is this guy? Like on the peripheral of the league, and he's a killer. Like
On the fringe of the team now, getting steady minutes at the Lakers. There you go, man.
honestly, I'd get him I'd waive Cam Reddish and get him in on a full-time contract so he's available for the playoffs.
Yeah. Cam Reddish is away from the team at the moment. Is that correct?
I know he had a few weeks off because he had a baby.
Ah, right. Okay. It said personal reasons. So as
Yeah, no,
right. Okay.
nothing too cynical or anything. It's just he had a baby.
I don't know, when you personal reasons, you're like, oh no, here we go.
Yeah,
But,
I know what you mean. Yeah,
Cam Reddish's career's just never kind of panned out the way people thought it
no.
would. It's just one of them. Is he going to be one of them
If you
guys
look at
that doesn't work out?
if you look at his highlights from his rookie year, you think the guy was going to be insane.
Yeah, absolutely. He was at that Duke team with Barrett and Zion. He was at the Duke team that year, the same team. So, kind of got outshone by them guys, but he showed signs, but the career just hasn't. Maybe he's just still needs to find the right team. Sometimes you have to find the right situation that works for you. I don't know. Like we've seen with some players over the years, Glenn, them Lakers lights, they're too bright for some people,
Too
man.
bright for some people. Too bright for some people.
Yeah. no, it's a big pressure playing for the Lakers, man, because it's such a storied franchise.
Yeah.
It's sometimes the lights are too bright for some, and they find success elsewhere, or sometimes not at all. But no, absolutely, it's not for everyone, for sure.
Definitely not.
Next segment, mate, is I know obviously you follow the Lakers predominantly, but are any current players kind of have caught your eye this season, or who you enjoy watching who are not part of the Lakers?
Mark Williams? No.
Gonna keep an eye on him ever since.
Yeah. Make sure. Well, keep an eye on the injury report, see if he's been healthy. Which ironically he hasn't been. He's been out injured for the last few games. So
maybe. Well, they said that was the issue.
Yeah, you'll be shocked to know that on the top of my list is Jokic. But when he's not playing against us, I just think he epitomizes basketball, man.
Yeah.
He is,
but he doesn't look like a hooper.
That's the bit I love the most. Is that he doesn't look like it. Fantastic, he looks like the last person to get picked in a pickup game.
Yeah,
and he did he was the last pick in the All-Star game, like 3-time MVP, and he's getting picked last in the All-Star game.
Maybe the best player in the league, and he's getting picked last.
Yeah, there's no American bias in the All-Star selection, is there?
No, definitely not.
But yeah, just, like I said, when he's not against your team, he's just an absolute joy to watch.
Yeah. You don't like basketball if you don't enjoy watching him play, mate. The IQ is just so high, isn't it? And he makes everybody around him better. I mean, the guy's that good, mate. He even resurrected Westbrook's career. I mean, the man's a magician. Because Westbrook,
he was going to get out of Westbrook, it was going to be, Jokic. So yeah, fair play to him.
Yeah, and they love playing together, and so maybe it worked out.
I definitely enjoyed watching them when we played them on Saturday night, whilst he was getting pounded. But I will still be nervous when it comes to the next matchup against that guy.
Yeah.
But naturally, I'm looking out for Max Christie. I want to, continue to watch his development.
Yeah.
Like I say, he's had some good games for the Mavs. I kind of like watching explosive players. The ones that get up above the rim, and the likes of Malik Monk, Jalen Green. And I really love Jalen Johnson.
Yeah,
and I'm gutted he got injured. Sounds crazy to pick out a Hawks player, but
no, man. All good.
Well, him and Dyson Daniels. I'm a big fan of defense, and seeing him the way he plays, like every night he's getting. It feels like he's getting like 5 steals a game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. He's kind of in line for defensive player of the year, but the Hawks aren't very good anyway. But his defense is
Have you heard his nickname?
I can't remember now. What was it?
The Great Barrier Thief.
Whoever come up with that deserves a raise, bro.
That's
like
brilliant.
Literally. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Up there with Grand Theft Alvarado, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But he's
great.
Explosive players as well is Shaden Sharp as well for Portland. He's another one.
Yeah.
Another one of them guys. He had a dunk last night, and it's like, man, that guy's looking down at the rim, mate. Like
he's looking down, his arms way behind his head, like mate, you need to do the dunk contest. I'm sick of them wheeling out Mac McClung. Like, it's great that what he's doing, but if you're having to roll out a G League player every year because you can't get guys to commit to it, then there's a situation. But that's
absolutely
maybe a conversation for another day. I tell you one player I really like watching is Jalen Williams for OKC, and he's not talked about enough.
No,
he can do everything. He can rebound. He can score. He can dunk. He can shoot. He can pass. Like all the headlines go to SGA.
Always
that free throw merchant that they got over there. It's Jalen Williams. It's Jalen Williams. That's the guy. He is the guy over there.
He's probably the second most important player on OKC, right?
Well, you could argue it's 1 and 1A.
Yeah, you could.
Because he's so good in every area. He could play any position. He could play small ball 5. He could play on the wings. He could play, in the backcourt. He can guard, 1 through 5. Like, he's just a great pickup, but he rarely gets talked about.
No, very true. I think there was a talk about him maybe getting an all-star nod and stuff, wasn't there? But there's that many good players in the league now, man. There are players who are going to miss out, good players who aren't going to get called up, even
especially
with
in the West, because there's so many good players in the West.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. Did you watch the All-Star this year?
No.
No, I didn't. This is the first year. The first year I didn't watch. I said last year on this podcast, I says I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not watching this anymore.
No interest.
And I did not watch at all. I didn't vote. First time I haven't voted in a while. And I didn't watch a single thing. And I am fine about it.
Yeah, we didn't miss it much. When you got the skills challenge, and you got, who wants to see Draymond get Green in the skills challenge?
That was a hometown thing, wasn't it? I think.
I know, but
we need a hometown participants. I don't know, but yeah, I'm fine about not watching it, mate. Because by the sounds of it, it didn't go down very well again, even though they changed it.
You got Steph. You got Wemby and Chris Paul making a mockery of that challenge as well. You got an awful dunk contest. I think, was it Andre Jackson didn't even hit a dunk or something?
I don't know actually. I think he struggled. He struggled a bit, didn't he? I think.
Yeah. And like I say, you're getting Matt McClung roll him out every year.
Yeah.
Now to make it a bit interesting.
And now you have them big players every year going, "Oh, I might do it next year."
Oh,
I'm falling for it, bro. Ain't falling for it again.
That
John
really
Morant,
angered me.
Giannis. I've heard it all before,
Zach
mate.
Levine.
LeBron did this. LeBron did this for years. Oh, I'm entering next year. No, you're not. You're not, because I know you won't. I'm done, mate. You have a guy who's won it 3 years in a row who's not even an NBA player.
Yeah,
we're done out. We're done. It's fine.
And how does Steph Curry not do the 3-point contest in his hometown? Like, what?
If they're not going to take it seriously, bro, then I aren't either. And that's kind of where I've fallen.
Then you got Adam Silver trying to chop and change the format so much to try and get some interest in the game, but he's making it worse. He's making it overcomplicated. No one understands the format. You got rookie players getting a slot on the Sunday night. Like, what is going on?
Yeah. I think from his point of view, though, you've got to try to do something, haven't you? But like you said, maybe you've tinkered with it too much. The only thing
I think that's the problem.
Mate,
tinkering with it too much.
Yeah, it's got to come from the players, bro. The players have got to care, and they've shown that they do not. I'm sorry to grief your guy, mate, but LeBron, it comes from him. Yeah, he sets the tone. If LeBron cares, everyone else will. And but
isn't that a problem in itself?
Well, probably so, mate. Probably so.
We're still relying on the 40-year-old.
Yeah.
But he's the face of the league.
He's still the guy, though, isn't he? He's still the guy. He's still that guy.
Therefore, there's a bigger problem.
Yes, possibly so. But the ones that Jordan was in back in the day is like, whatever team I'm on, we're winning this game. We're not. Yeah. We ain't here to participate.
Surely now is the right time to do Team World versus Team USA.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have said that. Yeah, you probably could.
Because the Americans do have pride. Because let's face it, when they lost the FIBA World Cup, suddenly the Avengers want to turn up. It's like,
yes.
Why didn't you want to go to Manila then? Why didn't you want to participate in the FIBA World Cup?
Yeah.
Oh, suddenly now you want to do the Olympics.
Yeah. Did you watch the Fields of Gold doc on Netflix?
I did, and do you know what? It was actually a better watch than Starting Five, if I'm honest.
I completely agree, mate. It was what I wanted Starting Five to be.
Yeah.
But Starting Five was not. I enjoyed this one a lot more, mate. I'm with you on that. And that picture of Steph doing the night thing in the gold medal game is one of the coldest pictures you'll ever see in basketball, mate. It was good to see medal,
good to see some stories from the other countries as well.
Yeah,
it wasn't just all about USA.
No, absolutely. And they're talking about KD, the Serbian team at halftime. You know, don't
Oh man,
don't leave him open. And
how can you not love KD, man? Like he was literally crying
man loves hoops,
because he
mate.
loves the game that much,
Yeah,
and he gets it. He gets that it's changed his life completely, and you know that he understands that people from all over the world come to watch him, and he thinks the way he just thinks it's insane that this game of basketball is what brings people together. Like that moment in that talking head segment, like that was pure and organic. That was. I think it's probably one of my favorite parts of the documentary.
Another thing I noticed in the doc is how placid Dylan Brooks is off the court.
I know, right?
That was insane,
high,
bro.
ain't it?
It's just like he was dead quiet and sheepish, and I'm like, who the hell's this guy? Like that was insane. Yeah, it's like what? It looks like
that
Dylan Brooks, but when he gets on the court, he flips. That and some players all like that. So yeah, that was a weird one. It was like Dylan Brooks, like dead quiet and reserved, but then when he gets on the court, it's like it's time to go to work and stuff.
Yeah, I think we need more of that. There's too much. I sometimes look at the NBA and it's like there's too much pally, hugging, shaking hands, like
100%.
Where's the rivalries now? Where's the competitiveness? Like, where's the aggressiveness? You know, why do
that's what we've lost, mate. It's fine, be friends after the game. You know, that's totally cool, man. But you know, on the court, mate, I'm coming at you and I want to beat you. And yeah, absolutely. I mean, what's the best rivalry in the NBA team wise now? Like, where's the rivalries? There's not really rivalries like there used to be.
Charlotte Hornets and the Lakers and in the Mark Williams gate.
Mark Williams gate.
Yeah,
LaMelo Ball drops 38, and
you mean obviously you got currently like we said, Lakers Nuggets. There was a bit of Mavs Suns given recent series, but it still never gets really ugly, does it? You want to see a bit of ugliness. And do you know what? Part of the problem is the officiating. As soon as a player does a bit of barking, tech.
Yeah.
What are you doing, man?
Let
them get on with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they kind of nip it very quickly, don't they? They're like, we don't want it, or they're almost.
I get when it goes too far, and stepping over players. But even then, I'm thinking it's part of the game. Get up and get on with it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'd say Philly Boston maybe is a bit of a rivalry there. They've met kind of several years in the playoffs, haven't they? Over the last 5 or 6 years, but there's no kind of like
Miami Boston.
Yeah, Miami Boston. Yeah, so who Cleveland got a rivalry with? Top of the East.
It's like OKC got a rivalry with.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? They're just not like the rivalries I find that they used to be.
And the thing is, who are we going to want? Cavs and OKC are the best two teams in the league currently. Yeah. What would you rather see? Cavs OKC finals or Boston Lakers?
It's probably Boston Lakers because the amount of,
history
there, and mate, it's like a week's worth of content there already, isn't there?
And with having Luka now and how he performed against the Celtics last year, there's more fuel there.
Absolutely.
The fairy tale is going to be, LeBron's last year and he plays in the finals against Cavs, isn't it? That's the fairy tale.
Oh wow,
that's how the league will run a script. That's how Adam Silver sees the script, doesn't he?
There is an NBA script, is there not?
Yeah, well, there must be if Luka's getting traded from Dallas to bloody Lakers.
I mean, I thought it was crazy that the NBA had the trade deadline Super Bowl week, but it completely dominated. Nobody talked about the Super Bowl till like the Friday, and the Super Bowl was Sunday because the NBA.
Was a Super Bowl.
If you're an NFL fan or whatever, but it completely dominated the talk shows and social media and everything.
And then what didn't help was obviously the Eagles blew the
Chiefs,
Chiefs out, didn't they? It wasn't a competitive game, so that doesn't help things either.
Bit of a letdown as well, man. That game, to be fair, wasn't really a game, was it at all? So
I want to mention Detroit Pistons as well. I think they're having a killer season.
Yeah, I think
Cunningham's made that jump.
Absolutely. I think them and Houston are the surprise teams this year. I mean, I didn't think anybody had Houston kind of in the top half of the West, especially
No,
how tough that is. But I mean, Detroit, I mean, they were awful last year and have been for the last, well, maybe almost 10 years. But yeah,
I mean it
Cade's
does
made that.
help. It does
He's
help
made that
when
jump, hasn't
2/3 of the East are garbage, but
he? Yes, but I think they've won 8 straight, Detroit,
yeah, just beating Celtics, like
by 20. Like
yeah.
didn't just win; they won comfortably.
And this is
And
all without Jaden Ivey as well.
they lost Ivy. Probably, I think he's out for the season, isn't he?
Yeah.
But Cade's kind of made that jump. They paid him a lot of money, and now he's proving that he's worthy of that money. I mean, he got an All-Star nod, didn't he? Definitely deserved, I think, for sure.
Yeah, so I look forward to having Kay Cunningham on the Lakers in 6 years' time.
You're joking about it now, but it could actually be true.
I was about to say you're laughing, but
I know. I'm laughing because I know it's true. Absolutely, yeah. I never write on anything off when it comes to the Lakers, mate. They can just they can turn anybody's head, mate. It's just the allure of one, playing for that franchise, two, living in LA and things. And
hey, mate,
yeah,
if Luke can get traded, anyone can get traded.
that's who said that? I think it was Edwards, wasn't it? It's like,
yeah.
if Luka can get traded, mate, this guy's just killed us in the playoffs and made it to the finals, and you're trading him mid-season?
I think he mentioned his GM, didn't he, and said, "Right, you need to let me know if you're going to trade me."
Give me a heads up, like literally, like who is safe if Luka can get traded? I thought he was probably one of 5 people who you don't trade in the league.
Yeah,
There's probably
because
more.
he's a franchise player. He's like, it's
Yeah,
rare
and
a Dirk comes about. It's rare a Dwayne Wade comes about. You know, a Jokic comes about because I assume Denver will never trade him.
no.
MJ. You know, these players that play for these franchises throughout their career and are top players. Like, yeah. I mean, it's hard not to keep circling back around to it, but it's still just bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. But it is true. Luka is a Laker. When Shams has to retweet something and he goes, no, this is actually real.
Yeah.
Then it's a big deal. I wonder if Woj was sitting at home somewhere going, God, I'd love to have broke that news.
Yeah, I know. He's probably like, why now?
Yeah, like, man, like less than a year after I've kind of give it up and stuff, and Shams gets to break that trade. Oh man, he'd have loved that.
I do have a fear that he doesn't re-sign with us, and he goes back to Dallas, and it was all a prank.
Oh wow, come on, man, no way, bro.
Could you imagine?
Oh my days, nah, people don't leave LA, bro. Nah,
they don't.
Nah,
well, Shaq did.
He was traded. I suppose it's
Yeah.
just a little differently, but yeah. I think Shaq would have probably stayed if he had the choice, but they didn't want to pay him. They kind of saw him on the decline, didn't they? And he ended up winning another title in Miami. But
apparently Luka's on the decline, isn't he? So.
Oh man, the stories will never just keep coming, and they just make me laugh all the time. These little stories keep going. Yeah, smokes too much hookah and drinks too much or something. Yeah.
Well, do you remember that clip after the Western Conference Finals when it wasn't Nico, it was their other guy, wasn't it? And he
Michael
took
Finley, was it?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, and he took the beer out of his hand. And it's like,
and he just looked at him. He was like, "What are you doing?"
Looking back, you think, is that a bigger story than it actually was? Like, had they had issues with him and his drinking back then? And
you still don't trade him, mate.
You don't trade him.
I don't care. I don't care what he's done. Like, you ain't trade that guy, mate. But he is a Laker. It is true. So enjoy it, Glenn, because you're going to see some good basketball with him and LeBron, mate. So
yes,
buckle up for the ride, mate. It's going to be a fun end to the season, bro.
It's going to be fun, and I look forward to the playoffs. I really do.
No, absolutely. So I think you'll be a a good matchup for any team, mate. I think they'll think twice, mate, when they come up against them two. But
yes, definitely.
Anything else you wanna drop in before we head out, Glenn?
No, man, I'm good. And like I said, I appreciate you getting me on. And people are going to be sick of me talking about Luka for pretty much 90 minutes. But it is what it is.
It is what it is, mate. Thanks a lot for coming on again, bro. It's a pleasure to have you on. Maybe we'll see with the English podcast making a comeback sometime, Glenn.
Yeah, maybe. I did make a joke to Sam when the Luka trade happened. It was like, fire up the engine.
yeah, man, absolutely.
Put the lights back on.
If you can't do it for a trade like that, mate, then yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I hope to see it back on, mate, because you guys were chucking out some good content, bro. So hopefully one day you can maybe get it back up and running. If you can't, mate, then you're always welcome back on the Shooters Lounge, mate. So thanks a lot for stopping by, bro.
Yeah, maybe we can sort something out in the postseason.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah. Absolutely. Always need guests for the playoff preview, mate. Big playoff preview before the playoffs begin, mate. You're more than welcome to join in on that if you like. No, thanks a lot for stopping by, man. It was a pleasure. So
no worries.
Do you want to let people where they can find you on the socials, bro, before we head out?
Yeah, even with the hiatus of with the English, I'm still currently on X. You can find me at Glen Vardy, and yeah, I'll be talking more Luka.
So if you're a Lakers fan or a Luka fan, give Glen a follow because he'll be tweeting a lot about Luka, I'm sure, during this season and beyond. So thanks again, Glen, for stopping by. So I'm Matt at Post323. You'll be able to watch this podcast on YouTube and also podcast form on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. So thanks a lot for dropping in, guys, watching or listening. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with another episode with another guest. So cheers, guys, for tuning in, and we will see you again very soon.